So you hit a point where you're like, okay, I don't want to stay in this nutrition program. I'm working as a recreation therapist. This also isn't a good fit. So then you decide to pivot again,
Hmm.
right? As you continue to learn about yourself. So I'm wondering if you could tell me about that. What do you do next?
Yeah. So when I was working as a recreation therapist, it was, like I said, in the mental health and addiction. And it was going great for a while, but then it just took a turn where, like I said, like the pushing caught up.
Mm.
And I think it was in 2021 when I developed some pretty severe insomnia, and I had never like had insomnia before. Um, so that really just took a toll on me
Mm.
in like so many different ways. I also was starting to have like some anxiety attacks, and it was like things were just going really downhill.
Yeah.
um, so yeah, eventually just got to the point where I was like, nobody's like winning here.
Yeah.
Like I just kept pushing myself so hard. I'm like, why? Like I'm not winning. No one's benefiting from me being in this state, trying to pretend I'm okay. I think that's what got me, what would help me make that decision, that transition, because it was hard and scary because it was a risk. Like I had one small VA client at the time when I decided, but yeah, it was just kind of it had just been going on for so long that I was like, it's also a very necessary decision. Like I feel like it had to happen.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, so I thought about it for a while as a typical HSP. Like it wasn't like a quick decision. And I did have, luckily, like my coworkers and stuff were really supportive of that, and that was really nice. Um, yeah, and so I decided I got to take the risk, and uh luckily I ended up like I quit at the end of the in December, can't remember what 2022, I think. And then within a month I had a new client, right? And I was like working full time as a VA, which
Wow.
was like
Wow.
I don't even have words for like the gratitude of, oh yeah, it was just
Oh,
amazing.
I mean, it's like someone caught you.
Yeah, yeah. Because I was like, okay, I'm struggling, I have to make a change. I have my foot in the door somewhere. It's something, but
Mhm.
like to give me momentum. But I was like, this could not work. And so I felt like I was like rewarded for taking a risk, which
Yeah.
was just like, oh, this is so, yeah, it was a really great feeling.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
affirming.
Hmm.
Like, okay, this is the right choice.
Yeah.
Because it
Yeah.
is scary to just leap and you don't quite know what's next.
Yeah. And I think too, it also felt like I think there's just an element of feeling like I was failing, which
Mm-hmm.
was hard. Like I was in nutrition, and then I went to recreation therapy and had been working in that for like 4 years. And I was like, oh, I'm going to pivot again. And you just can't help but feel like, oh, I'm failing because I worked so hard to get to where I was. So that was really hard. But um, yeah, I don't feel like that anymore. I want to continue working with therapists, and so that kind of brought it all home and like made it feel like this was all worth it. I had to go through all that to get to where I am now. Um, yeah, so just very, very grateful I made the leap.
Mm-hmm. I think this is a common response is, oh, if I have to make multiple changes, I must have failed at something. But really, I've started to think about it as that kind of stacking of experience. I
Right.
did
Yeah.
this, and that took me to here, and that takes me to the next place. And I couldn't have got to, the present day without going through everything that happened in the past.
It's true. Yeah.
Right? It's like if we
Yeah.
could reframe that, because I think about, when I went in my undergrad, I studied plant biology, and I thought, oh, that's a
Mm,
waste. I thought that was a waste for a long time because I didn't
right.
use the degree. But then I
Hmm.
realized, well, having a degree got me into grad school, which then got me to become a therapist, which is what I really wanted to do. And it wasn't a
Yeah.
waste.
Yeah. Never a waste,
It's
ever.
never a waste. And it gave me a
Yeah.
lot of insights about how I was treating myself then and how I wasn't really listening to my needs. And there's just a lot of insight looking back. And I think
Hmm.
that's such a good reminder that just because you've invested some energy into something, some time, you can still make a change. It's okay.
Hmm. Totally. Yeah. And it's funny because I don't think I would even be in this doing this work I'm doing if I didn't go into rec therapy, because I was like scrolling on Reels one day and I came across a rec therapist who
Mm,
had been in a similar position where it was kind of during COVID or just after, I think, and she had burnt out in healthcare. She was very introverted. She referred to herself as like a homebody, and she was now in the online space. And I was like, oh my God. I just immediately reached out to her because I was like, I relate. Like, I want to do
yeah.
that too. Like, I'm also feeling burnt out. And she was the one that kind of bridged that, got me into this whole field. So yeah, it was all worth it, all part of the process.